Hello and welcome to Health Matters on Channels Television. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. Thanks for joining us. The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases as at October the 16th went up by about 2.5 million globally in 1 week to over 39 million. There were more than 27 million recoveries and over 1.1 million deaths. Cases in India, Brazil, and Russia are now more than 22 million, representing 56% of the total global burden. In Nigeria, there were a total of 61,194 infections, out of which 52,304 have recovered, and 1,119 have died. The overall recovery rate is down to 85%. Case fatality rate is down 0.1% to 1.8%. So far, 572,705 samples have been tested. That's just over 24,000 samples in the previous week. COVID-19 infections have been found to weaken body systems and to be more devastating in people with underlying conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Experts say that physical activity is a big part of staying healthy in times like this. Our guest is a consultant neurophysiotherapist and senior lecturer at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, Dr. Caleb Wiri. You are welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.
Now, walking is what we're talking about, and just walking, not exercise, as in totality. People, let me even use myself as an example. I remember walking one time, for exercise, and somebody was like, "Are you tired of running? What are you going to achieve by walking?" So we want to see, what really are the general benefits of walking? For example, how does it improve the body?
Thank you very much. Let's come from the concept of walking as an exercise. Walking is the lowest or one of the lowest level of self-administered exercise that we can have. That means you do not need somebody to take you through.
Okay.
You can do it on your own. As much as you've consulted your health expert sometimes and tell some parameters taken, and because oftentimes all exercises, including walking, tax the system. Now, walking for exercise is different from just trekking.
Okay.
Now, when you just trek, oftentimes, when you tell people you are not exercising, they tell you, I trek how many miles per day. It's not about trekking. It's about goal-oriented walking.
And how do you achieve that?
Now, goal-oriented walking, the pace is very important, and the frequency is very important. It's not dragging my feet around the street and I say I'm walking. Though it has minimal benefit irrespective of the way you do it. But for you to have the adequate benefit, the pace is very important and the frequency. Now, it's not, you see people talking about, I have taken so number of steps per day.
Yes.
It's not about, you can be within a small confine and take many steps per day.
Does that count?
It counts, but it's very minimal. The one that's really works is you go brisk in your walking. And also the gradient of walking also determines how the body is taxed.
By gradient, you mean whether you're going downhill, uphill, or straight?
Straight and uphill. Now, we're going to talk about how walking improve your muscle activity, how it improve your heart function, how it improve your level of immunity, how it reduces your accumulation of antioxidants.
Is that right?
Yes. How it reduces your level of exposure to infection. Oftentimes, for example, you were just talking about this issue of COVID now.
Yes.
And people are wondering why it's not as virulent as other countries of the world, apart from other atmospheric whatever. If you look at the kind of walking we do in Nigeria, even when we are trekking, we are not just trekking leisurely. You chase around the vehicle, you jump down the vehicle.
But do you think that really counts? Because we've been made to believe that, for example, in England, that a lot of brisk walking is done every day.
Yes. Now, it's combining with atmospheric environmental
so we
issues,
have other things that
other
also
things
help.
that go along. It's not just walking or exercise, but exercise on its own, walking, is a thing that you do not need so much thing to start. But you also have to do it appropriately.
Okay.
If you want to do walking, there are appropriate footwear for walking.
Aha.
If you don't wear appropriate footwear for walking, you may be predisposing your joint, especially the knee, to certain damage.
So what do you wear for walking? Are they the usual sneakers or are they specially made?
No, it is the usual joggers.
Okay.
It's still the same thing you use for jogging, but you use for walking.
You know, some people have complained that when they wear flat shoes, no matter how soft and comfortable they are, they have pain with any extended time of walk.
Yes. Now, when we're talking about walking now, when an individual walks, we talk about the impact on the knee and the angulation of the knee. The angulation of the knee also determines the impact on the knee. Now, how is the hamstring? The relative flexibility of the hamstring determines the angulation of the knee.
Okay, so where exactly is the hamstring?
Hamstring is the muscle at the back of the thigh.
Back of the thigh, so
Yes.
it's up here. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you put the hamstring at an angle when you walk?
When you want to walk, as much as possible, you put the hamstring as on straight line as possible.
So this is a very deliberate thing.
Deliberate thing. Then you chest out. That is the one we call walking exercise. You chest out. If you walk with a stoop posture, you are putting some pressure on the lower back, which also can precipitate low back pain.
Okay. Just from walking.
From walking. Now, the angle between the hip and the knee, if we put a plumb line, it should give you plus or minus 150 plus or minus 30 degrees. Okay. In that position, you are not unduly loading
your knee,
and you are not putting the back on the strain.
Okay, so it's a balance.
It's a balance
between keeping the back comfortable and keeping the knee comfortable. Okay.
Now, your ankle and your heel, remember I said it must be brisk.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't mean you do, but if you can do it more brisk is better.
The better.
Now, depending on but you go at your own pace. Now, you wear a footwear that have shock absorber. Because the heel, where we call the calcaneum, should be well protected in a way that it's not going to be hitting on a hard surface.
Okay.
If you allow it to be hitting on hard surface, it also causes wear and tear on that point, which oftentimes will cause pain at that
So
part
someone
of the
can
life.
say they are going out on a brisk walk, and actually they are not helping themselves.
They are not helping. That is why any exercise you have to do, you should consult the expert. However, I said it is the lowest level of self-administered exercise. That means if the expert have discussed with you and everything, you can do it for yourself. You can do it on your own. You don't need the expert around you.
So all these people who by themselves lift weights, do planks and other things, they may be doing it all wrong.
Exposing the back or the muscles into different kind of injuries. We have, and the micro injuries at the goal, they become degenerative issue. That's why you see some people as young as they are, you check their x-ray, they may look, even their x-ray look older than somebody who is 80 years.
Because they've been wearing those places out.
The posture and the use of those, especially the back and the knee, is very important.
But let's go back to this thing about immunity. Can you tell me exactly how walking can boost the immunity?
Okay, good. Walking, as any other exercise, what it does is it improves. We're still coming back to the mental health aspect of it. It stimulates some hormone in the body. Let me put it in a simple way. It stimulates them that fight what you call inflammation. It also improves the level at which the body can resist infection, external attack. Because what the body does is that when there's any infection, it sees the infection as a foreign agent.
That's right.
Then it builds his inner army. That's what we call the innate immunity, to fight against that invasion. Now, what exercise does is it improves the potency of those inner army,
okay,
that will war against external army. Now, an infection that, for example, COVID, that's likely to knock an individual down, the internal army will walk out and suppress it and put it into subjection. In such a situation, you now see that person having a little symptoms rather than heavy symptom.
Okay. So he's more able to resist and go through a disease.
A disease. Yeah, well, it's work in a way that it's help you improve fortifies you against external invasion and infection.
Okay, so let's talk about the mental health aspect, because how does it even relate to the brain in any way?
Okay. The brain controls every part of the body. And there are things that are secreted.
Okay.
That
those famous enzymes.
that facilitate or suppresses some things in the body. Now, what exercise does is it helps. There's a part of the brain we call the limbic system. Now, when the hormone is secreted, it helps suppresses the tension on the brain and causing the muscles to relax. An individual who may have mild depression before, going through exercise as low as walking, brisk walking, will help modulate and suppress. It's like a soothing effect on that part of the brain, and it suppresses it and makes an individual to be up and active in the mental health. And in such a condition, you have an individual the mood will be better, and then there will be, we get over anxiety, depression, palpitation, and others. That is what exercise does.
So can it now be used as part of the therapy for a patient who is sick?
Yes, we do. We use exercise even for mild to moderate depression. Mild to moderate depression, oftentimes the psychiatrists are not always eager to deal out drug to you, because all the drugs, they have their own side effect on their own. Now, mild to moderate depression, anxiety, mood disorders in general, you can use exercise effectively to treat them, or exercise with minimal drug when it's getting to moderate to severe. Now, if you look at how the whole thing works, is there is what you call metabolites. Now, when the body begins to accumulate residual metabolites in the body, those things trigger tension in the body. And those things, as they trigger tension, is also called, predisposes an individual, or precipitate the mental health issue. Now, exercise helps you to burn off those metabolites that are stored in certain parts of the body.
Let's quickly take a break and come back to this after it. Please stay with us. We're coming shortly. Welcome back. It's Health Matters, and we're talking about walking as a form of exercise. So far, we've learned that walking boosts the immunity to even help with things as bad as COVID. Now, the number to call if you have questions is 0808-054-2233. It's going to be on your screen. That's 0808-054-2233. You can also tweet at CTV_Mary A while we continue talking about walking. You were talking about metabolites being burnt off in exercise to help, with the health of a person. That reminds me, it just brings to mind weight loss. Can walking cause weight loss? Or do they have to do planks, lunges, and all those things, those jumping jacks and everything?
Okay, thank you very much. As simple as walking can impact significantly on your weight. And it's a very good, if it's walking for 30 minutes, 3 times a week is done, it's going to impact positively on the weight control system.
30 minutes, 3 times a week?
3 times
That's
a week.
all?
That's all. If you can do
for
more,
everybody?
Everybody.
There are some people who, by reason of their age, by reason of some medication they take, and, other external things, they are predisposed to weight gain. Will walking help those people also? Absolutely.
Remember that walking is at individual set pace. It's not a competition.
Okay.
But we can push it up by increasing the speed, the frequency, the tempo. Now, when you are walking, you don't just walk, and there's a big difference between just strolling and walking. Now, walking as an exercise is brisk, as I said. Also, it depends on the gradient in which you are going through. Those things help in burning excess fat in the body. What body does is that those excess fat are being converted to glucose for utilization.
Aha.
There's a process.
Now I'm seeing the connection to diabetes. Is that the connection to diabetes?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's in diabetes, when an individual walks, it helps mop up the excess glucose because the body had to utilize energy. Now, when you are walking, it helps utilizes those energy and makes you more healthy. apart from it's preventing the diabetes, it's also helping in modulation of blood glucose during diabetes.
Let's take Peter while we're at it. Hello, Peter.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Peter. I'm calling from Lagos.
Yeah, what's your question?
Okay, I just want to really say something about what the guest is saying over there. Actually, for me personally, recently I started doing some kind of brisk walk because I used to feel a little down and kind of depressed. But over a couple of weeks when I started doing the brisk walk, I discovered that my mood has really, really improved. And but for weight loss, I've been trying to lose some weight. I don't know how effective because it has not really affected my weight. But for my mood, it has really improved.
Okay, so how often do you walk and for how long?
I walk for between 30 to 45 minutes every morning.
Okay, thank you so much, Peter. Can you imagine somebody actually giving you a testimony already?
Thank you, Peter. What you have to do is also, research has shown that 14 to 20 minutes after every meal of work also help in weight reduction. That means after breakfast, you walk for 14 to 20 minutes.
Okay, so that's an added recommendation for him.
After lunch, you do the same, and after supper, you do the same.
Is that immediately after, or you wait for a while? I was always told as a child that you should wait for 15 minutes, let your food go down.
Yes,
you can do exercise.
In order for you not to throw up and all those things, yes. But after that, you can go for walking, which will help even in the food digestion. It's going to work in the... and another thing that even make us gain weight in this part of the world is, especially for the dinner.
Okay, let me just pause you a bit and quickly take Gabriel from Lokoja, then we'll come back to that. Hello, Gabriel.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. What's your question?
Good afternoon. When our brother is explaining for us, I heard him saying something that how to walk. He should be able to please demonstrate for us how we can walk, because not everybody knows the way it's supposed to work that can benefit him.
Okay, thank you, Gabriel. He can't stand up, but I will have him explain it as quickly as possible in 1 minute.
The
method.
The brisk walking is stand erect, chest out, your knees straight, and you walk as fast as you can with your hand swinging.
Okay.
Your hand don't go stick to your body. You briskly walk and you swing your arm, and then you twist your body.
Oh, I see.
You twist your body. It's not just walking like a log. You twist your body.
That way.
Yes, as you are moving the arm, the body is twisting.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's all we can take. That was so wonderful. It looked like the time flew by. Thank you so much, Dr. Biri, for coming to the show. And thank you for being with us and watching. Thank you for your calls. Peter, Gabriel, and everybody at home, please wash your hands. Stay safe. I'm Mary Alale Yusuf. See you next time.